Hello, I'm Brad Fox. Welcome to my channel, I Hate Rock Music. Today I'm talking about another incredible Texas psychedelic band, and that's the band Golden Dawn. And they released one album called Power Plant, and it's really something. Of course, it has pot leaves and mushrooms all over it, so you know it's going to be pretty whack. And it definitely delivers. And they were an Austin band from 1966 to 1968. And they recorded this one album, Power Plant, and they recorded it in 1967, and it sounds like more like 1967 than 1968. And apparently international artists held the album for a year and a half, waiting for the release of the 13th Floor Elevators, East or Everywhere. And then unfortunately, when the Golden Dawn album came out, it got slagged for being a 13th Floor Elevators ripoff. And I listened to the record, and I can see some comparisons. They were definitely taking the same drugs. But I find the 13th Floor Elevators a lot more twisted. I think Golden Dawn is more of a punky garage band. They have some of the similar interests. There's a lot of jangly, twangy guitars in it, and then a lot of harder edged guitars, and there's one slow song on there called the This Way Please, that's brooding and sinister and actually quite lovely. And there's actually some decent backup vocals on the record as well. So it's George Kenny, the singer, Tom Ramsey on guitar, Jimmy Bird on second guitar, Bill Hallmark on bass, and Bobby Rector on drums. Unfortunately, most of them passed away in the 2000s, and George Kenny has still been out there making records and has done a bunch of gigs under the Golden Dawn name. But I think they're incredible. Sometimes it reminds me of 66 period Rolling Stones or Pretty Things, but definitely with that American edge, and pretty snotty, if I can use that word. Just great stuff. The material's really great. The dual guitar work is really great. Really an excellent band. I think they're one of many really awesome bands on the International Artist label, particularly out of Texas. Texas apparently had quite a scene down there. But the real motherlode on the album is a song called My Time, and it's an all-time classic. It's got some really surging hard guitars to it, and just a great chorus, and the vocals are snotty and punky and garage, and they just really deliver on this record. All the tunes on it are great. And if you like that kind of sound, I highly recommend it. As usual, I'll put the link below so you can check it out. But really give it a listen, because something was going on down there in Texas in the 60s. And I think Golden Dawn is a real stunner. And as I mentioned earlier, the 13th Floor Elevator comparisons are more flattering than the idea that Golden Dawn was a rip-off band. And it would have been interesting if Golden Dawn had gotten released first in order, and then the 13th Floor Elevators came out. I wonder if they would have said they were Golden Dawn rip-offs. Although, of course, 13th Floor Elevators already had a record or two out before that. So anyway, and then a couple of the members of the band, George Kenny particularly, were in a 1970 band called Headstone, and there's some material out there by them as well, and it's pretty decent too. I'll probably do a separate video on them because they're good enough. But if you like that 60s garage rock sound, you like that Texas psychedelic sound, you really couldn't do much better than Golden Dawn. I wish I could say more about them, but it's a short story, and unfortunately they never put out a second record. It would have been very interesting to hear them develop into 1969 and 1970, but of course a lot of these great bands are pretty short-lived. But the fact that Golden Dawn comes through with really memorable tunes and great arrangements and a lot of great dual guitar work really makes them stand head and shoulders above a bunch of bands from that era. So highly recommended. Golden Dawn, Power Plant. Get fucking baked and check them out. I'm Brian Fox. Thanks for watching I Hate Rock Music.